Hiya, welcome to part 8 of the New Age religion and the saviour complex. And I was talking about, imagine going back in time a few hundred years ago, and times were hard with the common person. They would be, if you're in Europe, you'll be looking for Jesus to come back and fix everything, and looking for a Messiah. Interestingly enough, the Hebrew Bible, the pre-Christian one, apparently the Messiah is not a man. It's not a physical character, a person. It's something different. It's probably a spiritual concept. The actual Jesus character isn't in the Hebrew Bible. I mentioned Christ, I think, but the actual character that you see in the New Testament isn't there. So I thought I'd throw that one in. So I was comparing to people's visualization hundreds of years ago of what they would expect as an external event, and comparing it really with the modern take on that. Extraterrestrials and spaceships, basically. And as I said, actors like Tom Cruise, they're all wrapped up in this Scientology thing, which is another cult. And that's why I said it takes honesty to see things for what they are. It takes honesty, and a little bit of courage is needed. It's the ability when faced with something inside you that that's threatening, threatening your beliefs or your self-preservation. The fear of death. This is the thing that drives a lot of this. You could almost say that the whole religious saviour complex is based on the fear of death. The fear of death can be obviously physical death, illness, but it could be the death of things that are no longer part of your life, relationships, jobs, change, social change, by the world controllers that create these changes, that shape people, shape societies. People can lapse back into old religions and things like that. That's why I do think there is a rise of Christianity. And I would also like to mention it's the born again Christian. This is this rise. You can observe this as a psychological movement in human beings that was there all along. As I was saying, it's come to the surface now, because I guess you can't just compare it with, when you say you're Christian, like, I went to a Christian school. In Europe, most people go to Christian schools. If people are practicing Christians, it doesn't mean to say that they're the real, deep born again, really are, they're different from Jehovah's Witness, is what I'm saying. Very different, because they don't really think about it every day. It's just their culture. And this culture, that culture, from that aspect, is pretty much dead. As I was saying in the previous videos on Julian Huxley and Aldous Huxley, how they attacked religion. What they were really doing is attacking traditional principles, traditional morals. For example, marrying before you have children, being faithful to your partner, and things like that. Practicing, is it monogamy? I've probably got whatever it is. Being faithful to your partner, only having one partner, and keeping the family unit together. Having commitment and things like that. The church married people, didn't it, and all of that. So that was tied into the old value system. So in a way, that is not a bad thing. Religions can keep communities together, obviously, and things like that. But they're not hardcore, real. You know what I mean? Practicing, preaching and screaming it from the rooftop thing. I'm not so much referring to that. I'm talking about this new rise of of Christianity that's come in with other things in the UFO cult thing, connecting that. So just bear with me a minute here. So basically the whole alien saviour thing is Christianity sugar-coated or wrapped up in a modern wrapper, or it's like the whole foundation of it is practically identical. It's like getting an old King James Bible and giving a new book cover, basically. That's kind of one way I can see it. Whether it's Jesus or angels or aliens, you have to be honest to yourself and ask yourself: are your thoughts, your beliefs truly your own? Just as people, with religion, their thoughts and beliefs weren't their own. Same with these peoples in these cults. That ask yourself: is it are your ideas someone else's? Because this is this medieval saviour complex. It's medieval. The people haven't changed. They're in that medieval mentality still. Not a lot of people. And have things changed? I mean, for everyone. You have. And I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but you've got people that can see things and they choose to try and see. Are people born the way they are? Are we born? Are you born a free thinker? Are you born to think other people's ideas? This is something I've been thinking of. It may be you're born a free thinker from a child, and you can see through this. I'll write in my notes. You're born with all of your faculties like everybody else, but when the penny drops, when someone drops a penny, you choose to hear it. You don't say, I can't hear that. That's the difference. When you hear truth, you register it for what it is, whether it makes you feel uncomfortable or not, and you don't run away from it. As I was saying, the idea of holistic whole intelligence is honesty, self-honesty. Those people probably won't ever wake up. They have their faiths and beliefs and everything, and I think that's the way it will go. I don't mean to sound elitist, like people might be saying, "Oh, you think you're the chosen?" No, there's loads of people like me out there. But still, I don't think we're the majority. We're not. So this video is for people who want to take on these ideas and expand themselves and go from there. People who choose to listen, basically, and because a lot of people don't. And again, I don't mean to be ego-driven, egomaniacal, like I'm some kind of fecking messiah or something like that. Believe you me, I don't think of myself like that. Again, I'm day to day, we deal with things we don't like about ourselves. We have to. Sometimes we think we're a failure, or and not living life's ambitions and all that. It's a constant working process, isn't it? I think it's Nietzsche. He's one of my favourite philosophers. He said that man's the only animal that has to constantly overcome himself in order to exist, and I found that statement profound. It's a real truth in that. It's amazing. But the saying goes: the more things change, the more people remain the same. The more we go from the old age religion into the new age religion, the more events move. The people shapers, if you want to call them that, like Vance Packard's book, the more they shape the society, they shape the so-called external reality around the masses. Things change, but the people remain the same. And I think that's just human nature, You have a bulk of people, and I think it's always the same percentage that will see things and try and just do little things in their life and change things for themselves. It's always been. I don't think there's going to be like the 100th monkey syndrome where the consciousness spreads and all of a sudden people can see the light. I really don't think that that's possible. Is it maybe slightly possible, but more and more as I've looked into this, I'm beginning to see that that's illusion. You know, that I don't think that's going to happen. What else are on my notes? We got Tom Cruise and the Scientology thing. You know, he appears intelligent. Tom Cruise is an intelligent guy. You know, and other actors maybe not so much, but Tom Cruise, you know, he seems like a deep guy. But how deep? He's, you know, I think he's not being honest. He's choosing to wrap himself up in something that sounds so amazing, like a Hollywood movie. You know, exciting and all of that, and I don't think he's being honest with himself. I don't know. I don't mean to judge him. I've never met him, but only Tom Cruise knows that, doesn't he? All right, I'm just going to continue this for a bit. Looking through my notes, I'm probably going to repeat myself. Do apologise if I do, but yeah, it's people choosing that false reality over the real reality. That's the real issue here. Going through my notes, nearly towards the end of this now. Yep, on the make-believe saviour. People put their faith in a make-believe saviour, and again, the power elite, they know this, you know. There's one researcher. He said that I think it's Marco Desarian. He said that they have their fingers on the pulse of the human psyche. They know, you know, how most people react. You know, people preparing for an afterlife. I was going to say, I think I was saying I thought of is we wear a psychology on our sleeves, or you know, we're people are so obvious. When you look at these modern UFO cults, they're so obvious. You know, people's Facebook pages when they're constantly, you know, giving this stuff out about the Pleiadians and the blonde aliens and the reptilians and all of that. I was going to say, look at the devil, the fallen angels, and the you know, and God and all of that, and his angels. It's like a, you know, the whole alien thing is a new take on that. Let's talk about that in part 9.